Hi guys, welcome back to ToK today. My name's Daniel and I'm here to help you. I'm filming inside today because it's too hot to film outside. Yeah, that's Portugal in July for you. Anyway, let's crack on. So what we're going to be looking at today is ways to help you to choose the correct ToK essay question. Because you've got a choice from 6 and you've got to make the right choice. If you get the choice wrong at the beginning, if you choose the wrong one at the beginning, then it's really difficult to develop a good essay later on. So getting that choice right at the beginning is crucial to getting a good mark in the ToK essay. And I'm here to help you to make the right choice. Okay, so tip number 1 in choosing the right ToK essay is to take your time. Now by that, I don't mean, oh, just forget about it, we'll start it 2 days before the deadline or something like that. No, don't do that. Take your time at the beginning to do some proactive, intensive thinking and to do research, and to do some really good research. So think very carefully and very deeply, very actively about what does each question mean to me? What do the concepts in that question mean to me? What do I think this question is asking me to do? What do I think this question is addressing? Okay? And develop your own understanding of that question. We'll come on to that in a bit more detail in tip number 2. Okay, in my ebook I have some examples of activities that you can do to help you to unpack the question, to help you to sort of get a good understanding of what that question means. But forming a solid foundation, a solid basis of your own understanding at the beginning is really important. So taking time to do that thinking and do that research is really important. When I was teaching the essay with my students, we would start it sort of mid-September, early October, and they wouldn't start writing until mid-November. So they would spend about a month at the beginning doing different activities which helped them to think carefully about the essay question. Okay, on to tip number 2. Tip number 2 is to know your own mind. Be a blank slate, a tabula rasa, as Watson and Rayner said. That means blank slate. I think they used it to describe how a newborn baby is. Incorrectly, but that's how they describe it. No, we don't want you to be a newborn baby coming into the essay, but we want you to have that kindergarten eagerness about it. But this tip is about knowing your own mind. It's about not being influenced by others too much at the beginning. Okay, so don't pick a question just because your friend says it's easy, alright, or because someone on the internet, someone like me, has told you to do this particular question rather than that particular question. You choose the question which is right for you, alright, and the only way you're going to know which one's right for you is if you've done tip number 1, which is spend some time deeply thinking about them. Right at the beginning, whilst you're doing that thinking, forming your own view of the essay titles. Don't go off on the internet and watch videos about this is what title number 1 means, this is what title number 2 means. Don't listen too closely to what your friends say at the beginning point, okay? Form your own understanding, that sort of core or kernel of your own understanding. And then you can start to bring in more information, looking at videos on the internet, reading other stuff about it, talking to your friends and your teachers, doing group activities to build your understanding further. But you're building that understanding on top of this foundation of your own understanding, all right? Don't start with someone else's understanding, because that's going to lead you awry or the wrong direction, which leads us on to, onto tip number 3. Right. Tip number 3 is know your destination. Know where you're going with the essay. Alright? So at the beginning, have some idea about how you're going to resolve this essay. How you're going to answer that question and to know where you're going with this essay question. It's a bit like setting out on a journey. Alright, it's setting out on a journey in the morning, and if you didn't know where you were going, you would just walk round and round in circles, and you'd end up in the wrong destination or the wrong place, or you just wouldn't get anywhere. You've got to sort of know where you're going and have some idea of how you're going to get there. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to know the exact answer to the essay question, or your exact answer to the essay question. There are no set answers, there are only answers that students construct. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. But you do have to sort of know how you're going to resolve the question. So you have to have some idea of which side of the question you're going to come down on. Some idea of what the sort of answer is that you're going to put. And sometimes I talk to students and they say, Mr. Daniel, I've finished writing the body of the essay and I'm on to the conclusion. How shall I conclude it? And I say to them, well, how did you intend to conclude it before you started writing? And they say, oh, I'm not sure. And I sort of scratch my head and think, well, why did you start this essay, and how have you managed to get so far in it if you didn't know how you were going to conclude it? Again, I don't mean knowing the exact conclusion at the beginning, I just mean having some idea of the conclusion. Having some idea of which side of the debate or the argument you're going to come down on. You will refine that as you write the essay. And that's the beautiful process, the fun process of writing the essay. Just a note on that. I mean, I really love the process of writing the ToK essays and working with my students and writing the ToK essays. It's like sort of a sculptor or a sculpture. If you ever sculpted with plaster of Paris or plasticine or a block of wood, you start off with this sort of amorphous shape, and then you whittle away at it and you change it and you take bits out and you sort of refine bits and define bits, and slowly it takes shape and the form becomes clear. And that's what's doing the ToK essay is like. It's this process of starting off with this wide field and then slowly refining and defining and bringing the shape out to make it into this beautifully crafted piece of writing. Only 1,600 words, which is not quite enough. Anyway, I'm getting off the point. So tip number 3, know your destination, know where you're heading at the beginning. Don't set out on this journey with no idea of where you're heading. So that's it, guys, for today. 3 tips to help you to choose your ToK essay. Number 1, take your time to think and research at the beginning. Number 2, start with a blank slate and don't be too influenced by other people. And number 3, know your destination. Now, if you need more help with the ToK essay, then go to toktoday.com, my website, and I've got lots of resources and things up there. There are other videos, there are blogs and so on and so on, where you can find out more information on how to do the ToK essay. If you need even more help with the ToK essay, then get in touch with me at daniel@toktoday.com, and I can explain the different ways that I can help you with your essay. If you're watching this very close to the deadline of your essay, either the draft deadline or the final deadline, and you need emergency help, then I have ways of helping you with that as well. Just get in touch, okay? I hope that you found this video useful. If you did, hit like. If you want more content, hit subscribe. I hope to see you on the next one. Stay ToK-tastic. Bye.